Hello everyone. Have you ever been in a situation when you had to stand up for your faith? I remember one time in college when I was in the Faculty of Science in the Lebanese University. We had over 6,000 students, most of them Muslims. In fact, we had a Christian club. We had only 28 members and 3 Armenians in the club. In that year, they had decided to have our final exams on the first week of January. And it was to start on January 6th, Armenian Christmas. I couldn't not be celebrating Christmas with my family and in the church. I could not be in the college on that day to have my exams. I approached my friends, and even my friends refused to go and stand up for themselves. I had to do it alone. So I looked for the dean's office and had a meeting with him. You know what happened? The entire schedule of the exams was changed because of my request, because I stood up for myself, and all the exams was changed, not only mine. So this reminds me of our saints of the day that we celebrate. Today we celebrate the saints Daniel the prophet and his 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These 4 friends who were Jewish, who were taken away from Jerusalem to exile to Babylon, they had to stand up for their faith. They had to stand up for themselves and say yes to God and no to bowing down to statues. Similar stories happen with all of us every day, and we need to learn from these stories. Here are 3 things I would like you to always remember about Daniel and his 3 friends. The first is that the world continually will reprogram us or try to reprogram us with new thoughts and with new ideas. Not always these ideas are in line with the commandments of God. The second thing that I would like you to learn today is that we must make our minds in advance that we will be loyal to God. We should be always in good terms and in good relationship with God, not only when we are in stress or we are in need. And finally, we must know our limits and know when to stand up and say no to evil and yes to good, no to racism and yes to equality, no to alcohol and drugs and yes to sobriety, no to sin and yes to Jesus Christ, no to going along with the crowd and yes to standing up for our faith, no to betraying God and yes to following God. The choice is yours. Stand up and say no to the world and yes to God, and God will reward you for it. So, take a stand. The choice is yours. Amen.